What's up, y'all? So on my drive to the gym, sitting here in silence, kind of got thinking maybe I do this little edit, put this into the beginning of this whole video. So this is 2 weeks combined, and I'm literally going to title it The Mental Game. So today I'm literally just going to go lift. I'm not going to throw. It's a beautiful day out, but I'm getting to the point where I've got, I'm a week out from my stretch of 3 games in a row, and I got to let my body feel good. So my feet have actually been beat up. I think I've worked on my calves a little bit and yada yada, but I am, this past 2 weeks, I've not been here. It's been frustrating, and I don't know if I mentioned it in any of these previous blogs. I've talked about this mental game, talked about my, body's struggles with this left quad, and I thought I was progressing, and now it seems like the past 3 weeks, it's I don't want to say it maybe regressed a little bit, but things have just become way more difficult. And then I've had a string of some rough training days where things aren't going the way that I visualize them, that I plan, that I think, that I'm trying to get excited for. I'm a competitive guy. I want to get out and be competitive in these last couple comps, and I've got some great throwers to throw against. And I believe in my ability, but it's hard to believe in my ability when my body's not doing what I want it to do. It's been this year has been, I've had stressful years in the past around training, like trying to set high expectations for myself. But this year has been so frustrating compared to that. It's a different stress with, I guess it's lo and behold, let's call it an injury. It's been this past 2 weeks really, mental motivation has been in the dumps. Very difficult with that. Very difficult with, then you get into train and then your body's not doing what you want. Not been fun. And I know I've done a couple times for this series, kind of had these vulnerable real life moments. You tend to only put highlights out there. So, there's little flashes in the pan, but things aren't realistically lining up 100% where I want them. I haven't really done a ton of talk on visualization, but I still do I visualize a lot of throws. I try to do a lot of visualization training. I think it's helped getting a lot of mental reps, and I can't produce what I'm visualizing. So it's hard to kind of chalk this year up to a wash and struggling with that mental game, but I just held myself to a high standard. I want to be competitive. I am competitive. I know I can throw better than I am right now. And then, there's not a lot of pain. And I've talked about this. Without the pain in this injury, it's weird not having your body do what you want it to. There's no pain in my left quad. It just doesn't fire. And, trying to evaluate things that have been working, things that not. So this is a longer rant to start a video, but I'll throw in, there's a lot less footage this week. I'm probably going to cut some of it out just because it's not all sunshine. And then if you guys have any ideas, things you want to see from me, I've got 3 games coming up, so we're obviously going to have games footage finally. It's been a minute. But things that, if you're watching this channel or followed along long enough, things you want me to talk about, coach on, explain, leave those in the comments for me. I am not the most creative person. This is a struggle for me to create stuff. So I need your help to let me know what, you want to see, or what do you want to learn from me? What do you want to hear me talk about? Is it throw stuff, lifting stuff, life stuff around? So I don't know what I'm doing today. So do you want more vlogs type stuff? Like the whole day-to-day stuff. I go back to Matt Vincent used to do his making his breakfast. So, that's kind of what I've in my head molded this stuff after, is I really enjoyed watching his content. So shout out. Thank you, Matt, for all you did while you were in the Highland Games. There's a lot of people that still direct people back to his videos. So, that's the kind of, if you say entertainment, I want to bring to my channel. I just don't do well filming everything. There's times, and there's been days in these past 2 weeks where I just didn't want to film because it wasn't a mental motivating day. And so I just trained. So, all right, let's get in some footage. And hopefully I'm almost to the gym. Whatever ends this video goes well. So fingers crossed. Thank you guys for the love and support. I've definitely been getting more and more comments or more and more messages about different things. So Shout out to the long rant. If you've listened this long, enjoy the rest of the footage. Damn, we're 1 week out. Let's go. What's up? So I am in the Firehouse weight room. Quick tour. I use the rack. We just got some bumper plates, but they didn't send us one of the 25s. So like 45s and 10s. And I pretty much use the dumbbells and a little bit of a cable. Everything else, don't even bother. But starting my day one today is Monday, the 18th. And starting day one, I got like a 30-minute quick arm workout in late last night, and I walked a little bit just to get some movement in. Ended up not throwing yesterday. We had a little bit of spotty rain, had some little bit odds and ends stuff going on, so didn't get anything in yesterday. Took kind of his rest day other than what's 30 minutes of arms really gonna do? That's kind of my active rest day. That's what I've been hitting. Don't do anything heavy, nothing hard. So today though, had Levi bring me over the weight releasers. I forgot to grab them the other day while I was there. And so I'm gonna use those in lieu of chains for my max effort contrast work with the squat today. So we'll hit those, hit some jumps, and then we'll hit the accessories. And I've got to work with our juniors tonight, so I may not get some throwing in. We've had calls all afternoon, so interrupted trying to get more in. But that's life. I am here again tomorrow, so it'll be 72 straight. Off Wednesday, back on Thursday, and then work Friday at Charlotte. So long 5 24-hour shifts this week. So have to get it done in the Firehouse weight rooms. That's the reality of what I'm doing right now. If I had to be honest, my main goal is trying to pay off my student loans by the end of 2024. Keep working hard. It's a lot of long, sucky days, but it's what I have to do to make things happen. So if you want, Venmo me some money. I'll put my Venmo in here, maybe. Help me pay off them student loans. That's about it. So yeah, let's get to work. Excited. So I'm feeling good, but realized today that we forgot the pins. They're always in here, but somehow they weren't. But a screwdriver will make it work in the weight releaser. So how these work, if you don't know, obviously you see they're got this hook on them, and they're slanted on the bottom, right? See the slant? So when you come down and when they hit the ground, right, they will, if your barbell goes lower than this hook, it'll fall off on the slant and fall off the barbell. So therefore, releasing the weight, hence the name weight releaser, allowing you to have more weight on the lowering portion of the squat and then less on the way up, so you can be more powerful, as well as overload the eccentric, which is where you get muscle damage and therefore muscle growth. All right, so after those long intros, if you've actually skipped ahead, welcome to some actual training. So this is week 10. A lot of training. As I kind of gave the video at the beginning, this is a lot longer than I thought now that I've put it all together. So kind of talk you through some of the days. So on Monday the 17th, I hit arms and walked. That was in the middle of a 72-hour shift, or the beginning of a 72-hour shift at Wesley Chapel Firehouse. Worked a lot this week at Wesley Chapel. I had some vacation, but picked up a bunch of overtime because we ended up not going anywhere other than the hike day trip to Boone on the Friday prior to this. Worked up. I was just doing doubles, working up, using my speed to kind of justify how heavy I'd go. Ended up working up to a 385 bar weight with the weight releasers. So I guess 25 on each weight releaser, however much you want to call it. I don't think about it. So pairing these squats with the what I call dumbbell wob jumps and the banded jumps like you just saw, the band assisted jumps. So every set had those, but I didn't show it here. And these are a box squat. Still not the biggest fan of this bench because it moves a little bit under your butt. But for all intents and purposes, I was pretty happy with how this felt and how they moved. In the grand scheme, I can't, it's been really hard this year to compare this year to last year. So I have to kind of compare myself in the moment. So that's all I did on this, Jay, was the squat and jumps. I kind of have to get in things how I can. And then this would have been the following day. I actually got a lot more training in on the third day of the 72. Just had got things done the right way. So on this day, I hit some shot put throws. My goal was to do 3 stand non-reverse, 3 stand, or it was 2 warm-ups plus 3 fulls. Standing and then fulls. And I had my captain and buddy Craig out there helping me out. probably never watch these videos. He might, but I also appreciate the help. I kind of had him out there since it was championship level throws is what I kind of try to put it in my head is step up, 2 warm-ups, 3 fulls, go after it. I wanted to see like actually how my distances were lining up. In the grand scheme, and I have to go back and really look at my training blocks this year. That was a funny one. It just came out. I'm going to have to go back and look at my training blocks to see where things were going their best. Now, it's always with a grain of salt with this left leg issue, this left quad. But I've kind of, in theory, I want to say I've ticked down a little bit. I've been trying to set my peak up for these last 3 games, and things aren't going quite as good as I'd hoped. Now, granted, you can have a bad day at work, like a lack of sleep, not eating great, and or just training is beating you up. You're training hard, so it's not always got to go to plan until you rest and recover. But took a lot of throws on this day, which was kind of good and bad. I really think I figured some things out or just felt some things. So sandbag weight for distance here. Did some 1-turns. Really, and you'll notice if you watch these, I start scooting back a little bit further from the curb. I'm trying to work on, and of course, every time I record, the dog comes by with a toy and squeaks it. But what I try to work on is really driving with my left leg. I can't get a left leg drive how I want it to feel. So I'm trying to really whoops, sorry, tree. I mean, I got to leave the comedy in there for y'all, but trying to right here push to the trig. It doesn't feel right. It feels kind of lost, kind of not there. I mean, it looks like it's happening, but it doesn't feel like it has in the past or how I want it to feel. In watching these, and you can see me thinking right here, left leg, trying to shift the weight to it to try to get it to work. It's literally what I'm thinking in my head. One of the things I am noticing is my right leg, I'm not getting around at the front, which has been a problem, but I've kind of fixed it towards the end of last year. It was looking a little better, but also how planted that right foot gets. It's like I'm just not able to drive my body and drive my hips around like I want it to. It's missing this finish to get around, and I started working on it, and I kind of worked on these 2 turns a little bit. And I'll kind of let you watch these, and then I hit some wob kind of throws after this. This bag only weighs 30-something pounds, 32, 35 pounds. So I don't really count any of the distance in. This is just something I'm just trying to get work in. So I'm able to throw it, not tear up the grass, not tear up concrete, etc. So it's just trying to get some reps in. This might be something I really hammer home a ton of in the off season. I'm going to talk with some people and get some ideas on what they think a acceptable weight would be with this bag to work on off season wise. So, like I said, this was day 3 of this 3-day span at the firehouse. I'm going to kind of talk ahead here while we're watching the rest of these throws. Just some variations I did, throwing kind of wob here. But shortly after this, I hit reverse lunges and Dimmel deadlifts. 2 things I've tried to push is the reverse lunge. I've kind of done a lunge pattern, and I don't know if I talked to it I didn't watch the beginning of this. Something I feel like I might go back to try to progress this leg. So I feel like I might have been progressing a little better with a step-up pattern. So I might shift back to that. I don't know if it's probably too late to really make a difference this season for 3 more weeks. But what I might really try to do is hammer that on the off season, maybe have a lunge pattern day and a step up pattern day to try to attack this thing from all angles. Dimmel devs has been something that I kind of threw back in there to think in my head wob or pulling hard and fast. And at the end of these throws, I forgot I put these in here, 20 winds with the hammer. So I'm going to be attacking everything this offseason from different angles because I feel like that's what I'm going to have to do to get this quad to really cooperate again, is trick my body into doing everything else that I want it to do. So finishing up this 3rd day, which was a Tuesday, and then I got into, you'll see kind of the lifts here in just a second, the accessory lifts. Wednesday, I took an easy day. I take that back. Wednesday was not the easy day. Thursday was the easy day. Wednesday, I ended up hitting hammer, power snatches, and behind the neck jerks. And this was one that actually gave me some motivation for the coming weeks. Is the hammer day went really, really well coming up here. I actually decided to go throw heavy hammer just to kind of, in my head, get a gauge. I'll let you see how this went.
God damn, that's so bad.
And the next one went much better.
100 times better.
So I rarely throw heavy hammer, and I decided to pull it out this day just to kind of get a gauge. Every once in a while I'll do it and do something different. So I may practice this a little bit more. I've always shied away from it for over the past 5 or 6 years. My hammer's improved throwing just light hammer. So maybe throwing heavy hammer now will help it improve again. Definitely beats you up more. So a very good day for me. I think I finished, don't quote me on this, maybe around 96 today in the heavy hammer. A lot of times we don't share our numbers because it's competitive. But with my year being so janky, a 96 heavy hammer throw, and if you see where I measure, it's not exact. But if I throw 96, it's better than I've thrown in the games all year. So I typically tend to throw better in the games ever than I do in practice numbers. And I think I ended up at about 115, 116 in the light on this day. So it just doesn't go as far as Nick Aston's. It might look like it goes further if Nick actually watches these. And this one, oh man, I wanted that throwback so bad. It's stuck on the finish. That one still went 114 even with a janky ass finish. Oh my gosh, I wanted that throwback. And then hit power snatches. And this is where I noticed is I've kind of gotten these waves where I drop back down and I've been doing doubles, working back up. And this is where I've started to notice, like, I think it's just that leg. My pop is not there, or just doesn't feel there. And it moves okay speed-wise. But, man, it's like I just feel weak. I guess it's not pushing off both legs, even though not having 100% strength in the left. Even though you don't see a ton of imbalance. I mean, yes, the right moves a little more than the left in these. But behind the neck snatches, or behind the neck jerks, were after the power snatches. These have felt good to get back in the rotation. I enjoy them. They're a fun variation. I know a couple other guys do it. I know Nick does it. Matt Hand does them. So hit some behind the neck jerks, and then had the off day on Thursday, and then Friday through shot put here at Station 1, which, man, that backdrop's always super cool. Beautiful sunset in this night, and you'll see the light change because we get a call and have to leave and then come back. Beautiful sunset, beautiful background, so it's always fun. And throwing uphill, so I always take it with a grain of salt, but I've yet to match that PR of hitting that one crack out there. So, like I said, things have taken a little bit of a dip almost. So I've got to go look back and see what was progressing things the right way. Here, I think I took some non-reverses or some stands, and I can't remember the days they run together from them different days. I focused on some non-reverses because I think I've been running into a little bit of a problem. Ran into the dang wall there, but went into some full throws. Didn't do a ton of them, if I can't remember. It was probably something like 10 throws or 10 fulls. And then did the plyos I've been doing afterwards after that. The next day, this was a Saturday, power clean and deadlift. Did this in the morning. Not a terrible night at work. Definitely was not 100%, but this was power cleans at 126 doubles. So it felt pretty good to hit that. That's 277 pounds for you American units. And then some deadlifts. And then this night we went to Eric Church concert. We got a super good deal on tickets, and I had an absolute blast. We had a good time with some friends. Hadn't been done something like that in a long while. And this video is a little bit longer. Forgot that I did, and this is kind of how I've been playing with different things. With the contrast is a 60-pound sandbag, I believe. Yes, 60. So doing a wob pull with this, or 2 after every deadlift set. I forgot to do them. I was going to do them with the power cleans. I forgot. So I hit them with the deadlifts. So deadlifts at 210 kilos. So 200 kilos the week before, and this is where things are a little screwy for me, and I've got some figuring out to do, like I've kind of mentioned, is the deadlift at 200 kilos the week before, so in week 9 for me, was feeling like a rocket, and it was moving like 0.7, and then I hit 210 kilos, so 440 to 462, and these were freaking grindy. They were at 0.4, 0.5 maybe. And to give you the best perspective I have is a couple years ago at my strongest, I was pulling 500 pounds at 0.5, trained a bunch of speed deadlifts, and then pulled 500 pounds at 0.6 without deadlifting heavy at all, pulled 500 at 0.6, and that is when I deadlifted 600 raw. So that's kind of a gauge that I want to use to try to get back. And I'm not sure how I'm going to manipulate some of my loads and figure out what I'm going to do. I might just go back to speed deadlifting, no more heavy deadlifting. But I'd love to get my deadlift strength back up. I feel like it's weak, and so you can see me frustrated, shaking my head, going, what the heck? I'm trying hard, and it's just not moving. And I feel like that's kind of that regulator I've kind of talked about in some other weeks' videos with my leg. Just not, what you call it? There's like my body has a regulator on it right now. It's like a governor, like in a golf cart, where it just won't let itself go until maybe I get this left quad strength coming back. So left all these in with how you can see the timing of deadlift, take the belt and the straps off, come over, grab a sandbag. So I hate that these were kind of a little slower and drawn out. I maybe should have edited this a little bit more, but oh well. This will end the week 10, and now we're about to move right into week 11. I combined it, made this one long video. It kind of didn't think it was going to end up being as long, and I didn't think I did as much as I did, so it's kind of a good thing, I guess. But it also tells me that in the coming weeks, I need to make sure I cut back. So jumping into Sunday, I took the entire day off after the concert, just hung out with my wife, which was great and needed. We hadn't had a lot of days together. Monday, heavyweight for distance, lightweight for distance. First time hook gripping in a while. Did not have the glove I wanted, and my thumb about wanted to explode. As I'm looking at my nail now, a week later, my nail is still bruised all under my thumbnail. But this heavyweight it pisses me off. I'm not able to drive. I'm not generating speed. Watching the video, it looks slow. I'm just like, what the heck is going on? I just am going to have to accept that that's how it's going to be this year. I'm going to go out these last 3 games, and I am going to step in the box, and I don't care if I foul. I've got to figure out a way to just speed and rip on the damn thing to try to make something happen. Because, it's just not. Lightweight on this day, I literally only took 3. As you see me shaking my hand there, my thumb just couldn't take it. I tried to mentally make myself do it, and I couldn't. They didn't go far, and thumb was not having it. So on this day, after throwing, this was the last one, and I mean, it's not bad out there. I think it might have been like a 68-foot throw. Moved into squat, and this is, a different amount of chain, different bar, different settings. I've got to figure out and get back to. I think, me personally, I'm just going to need to force myself into some like linear periodization and get away from all this stuff that I've been doing. And obviously it's going to be an off-season mode, and because things just aren't feeling how they should to me, and figure something out. But a little bit more chain than I've been using, and then did trap bar jumps, 5 reps on these, just trying to do something different. Not very heavy, only 40 kilos there. Worked up, I think this is my top load on the day, so it's something like 130. I think this is right at 315 pounds with the safety squat bar and the kilos. Yes, I'm great at jumping. And then this was cool. So I've used this before and brought this one back. So on that was Monday. Tuesday, I was at a different firehouse and used this. I'm going to jump ahead. So this drill, I used this before, and it really helped me get my feet around. I go up next to a wall, and it forces me to get my feet around, and I can't swing my left leg really wide because it hit that red pole. So I prefer a flat wall to use, but this is what I had to work with. And just literally got I think it was like 30, 40 reps of that before I started throwing. Didn't see immediate success with it, but this is on a Thursday. So this is on a Wednesday. Tuesday, I took and did actually a really good 2 different hour split of arms. Well, everything from the waist up, abs, back, lats, arms. I was at Station 6. We had kind of a slower day-ish here and there. It was kind of busy actually, but our afternoon or around dinner kind of slowed down. So I broke my workout up and kind of took my time working through the workout, and it felt really good to kind of take my time going through it. Kind of gave me a little bit of motivation. So this was the day I worked the non-reverses, which really I suck at. So I know that it's going to help me in the future in the long run. But this was a Wednesday, shot put in plyos. So I don't show the plyos in this video. I have in a couple other videos, some of the stuff I've been doing. And going to change up the plyo plan here in the future as well. I really feel like I'm almost ready for the off season, just to be able to change gears and really focus on getting everything better and not just trying to throw better. I mean, even though I want throws to be the best, yeah, that's kind of the goal. So this Thursday session ended up being pretty dang good for me, all things considered. Weight over bar, when you can't see it clearing, so you don't know what height it's at. But I think I came out, made a couple at 13 or three at 13, moved up to 14. I finally cleared 14 in training, and I don't know which one it is, but you'll see me celebrate hilariously. I've already posted the celebration.
Damn!
That was very close, so it must be coming up here shortly, me celebrating. Not that one. It's definitely this one. Lots of yeses. That's what she said is what I got resounding.
Yes! 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 Yes!
So I don't know if I've hit that at all this entire year in training since I've been hurt. So took maybe one or two more throws at it and then went back to the weights. Took very few throws. I remember last week with all the volume that kind of happened the past 2 weeks, it's getting that shin splinty pain. So cut it down. I think it was like 5 throws each here in the heavy and lightweight, and it went better. I went and bought a new glove on the way to this training session, taped up, tackied up. It went way better than the week before, but still the same feelings and thoughts of, ugh, this is ugly, it's slow, I see so much things I want to do, and I watch the video and try to implement it in training, and it just doesn't happen right now. But I think I went 33, 34 in the heavyweight. I'm going to share it because it sucks and I'm not happy with it. Sucks for me, honestly. 33, 34 in the heavy, and I think I went 71 plus, just over 71 in the light. Maybe 70. I think it was like most of them were 70. I think these first two were at 70, like almost in the same spot. And then I think there's a couple others that crept out there over 71. So much better, and I hope the adrenaline training day goes well, or excuse me, games day goes well. My best weights on the year are 33.70, 33.9 and 70 on the dot. So I think there's room for improvement if I can, especially heavyweight, if I just get pissed off. And like I said in a little bit earlier in this video, if I just go out there and just go ham and hopefully something clicks, I'm going to have to tiptoe the line of foul and big throw in the heavyweight, I think. And then lightweight, I've just got to execute. Almost done with the training here. So went to power snatches, did singles on the power snatch and behind the neck jerk on this day. Up to 95 kilos. The week before was 90, so I've had 5 kilo jumps working my way up. And we are almost done. So this is a Thursday. Friday, I had in-service training all day, which whooped my butt. So I had an off day at work. And then Saturday to finish out week 11, the last week before games week, had some power cleans and deadlifts. So behind the neck jerks worked up 130 to 133 kilos. Felt really good with these. In-service training next day, and then we finished the week with power cleans. So I don't know how many of you crazy people actually watch this 30-minute video or actually like listening to me. But if you have made it this far, leave me some comments that you actually are making it this far. Was this too much? Probably was. I'm sorry. I just decided to do it all together. But power cleans, singles at 130 kilos, felt meh. It was happening, actually worked up. I forgot. 130, 132, 134. And I had 132 in there twice. 136, 138. There's 136 and finished at 140. Just kind of wanted to hit that big number before the end of the year. Same with the deadlift. The deadlift was at 220 kilos, so 484, 45. Very last rep went 500. And yeah, that finishes last heavy pull that I'm going to do and last heavy clean. Everything's going to be speed predicated these last 3 weeks. It's go time now. So hope you guys enjoyed this long ass video. Appreciate you following along. And Karen, hope you guys get something out of it. 5 hundo. Let's go.